Hi, my name is Chris Kennedy. I'm a professor at the University of Victoria in British Columbia. I've been working on environment and sustainability challenges for about 30 years. And key to doing progressive work in this space is to understand the systems-oriented discipline of industrial ecology. I'm going to tell you about my book, Advanced Introduction to Industrial Ecology, in this short video. There's essentially six chapters in the book. After a fairly light introduction, which introduces the field and the book, I then dive into the concepts of industrial ecology. I talk about life cycle chains, metabolism, and physical laws, and how these things come together within different scopes and boundaries to frame and conceptualize different ways of looking at problems. The main methods of industrial ecology, that is material flow analysis, life cycle assessment, and environmentally extended input-output methods, they're discussed in Chapter 3 with a little bit of work on the IPAD equation and complexity topics. But the main thrust of the book are three chapters towards the end, which are motivated by addressing what the United Nations has called the triple planetary crisis. So that is, the crisis is composed of the problems of environmental pollution and solid waste, climate change mitigation, and addressing worrying concerns about biodiversity loss. So in Chapter 4, I talk about the circular economy, our aspirations and challenges with actually getting towards circular economies. There's some real new material in here. I've got a table with 80 elements in it with measures of the substitutability, recyclability, and criticality. And then we also go into business strategies for moving towards more circular economies. Chapter 5 on climate change mitigation, topic which I've done a lot of work on myself, a lot of consulting on that in that space. I start with a biophysical framing, which looks at ways of overcoming carbon lock-in, and then goes through 6 core essential strategies that are necessary for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Finally, in Chapter 6, I bring together some relatively new work. Over the last 10 years, there's been people in industrial ecology looking at advanced spatially defined life cycle assessment of biodiversity loss in the context of supply chains, aqueous systems, cities, and food chains. And so I've got that new work in there, as well as work on how you actually measure biodiversity. So if you're concerned about any of these aspects of the triple planetary crisis and you want to do something about it, then I hope you'll look at my book and check it out. Thank you.